Hey guys, welcome back to Pixel Response Podcast. As always, I'm Paul. With me is Nathan. Hi guys.
Okay.
Hey, what's up?
There we go. Okay, so Ghost Rider, go.
Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance.
A.K.A.
Alright, so-
Crank 3.
Let me preface this. I watched that movie at, 7 o'clock in the morning. I've been working. I had it playing on the side. And I simply tweeted that I did not like the movie. I was probably a little more verbose in it, but I didn't like the movie. I thought it was kind of just boring and, the acting was horrible, with the exception of one scene, and I'll get into that in a second. And
Okay.
Nathan responds back that it was his favorite movie of all time. Saw it twice in the theater.
I
Saw
did
it twice in the
say
theater.
incorrect, saw it twice in the theater, campy, hokey classic or something.
Oh,
But-
so
Yeah.
bad, man. Everything about that movie, with the exception of one scene, was just campy.
Yeah. But that's
But it
how
was-
you treat a Hellbiker in my mind. Like, that's the only tone you can take where I'm like, yeah, I got you. Like, it's
I didn't-
badass, but it's dumb.
I had Valley Girls campy though, right? 1984 Nicolas Cage campy,
Okay.
and him playing Johnny Blaze. It bugged me from the first one. It bugged me even more in the second one. But saying that, the best scene in that movie for me was when the little kid turns back to Satan or whatever, and he says, "I have the same power you do," and then that whole interaction between him and Johnny Blaze, where he like jumps on top of fucking Nick Cage and he like shoots the fiery shit into his mouth. That was my favorite scene in the movie. Rest of it I
Okay.
could have done without.
Okay. They're like wrestling on the hood of an SUV.
Come on.
Idris
Come on.
Elba is
Come
flying
on.
through the air. I don't know.
Nathan, come on.
Yeah.
The
No.
effects were good. I'll give it that. The effects I thought were very well done. I liked kind of the cinematics they did with the character of the Ghost Rider, with the way his head would flick, kind of sort of a la The Ring, where the little girl's crawling the wall and her head flicks to the left real fast. I thought that was a nice touch. I just didn't like the acting in the movie. I mean, it just, with the exception of, the guy who played the devil, he was pretty good. But he's pretty good in everything he does, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe I just don't like Nick Cage.
I mean, I'm predisposed. Like, I really like Nick Cage and everything he kind of brings to goofy screen stuff. Like when he's drinking that whole jug of water. Like, it's like such an obvious, like, silly thing to do. But I'm still just like, that's so dumb. This is great.
So you like it because of the camp, not in spite of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I thrive on the camp in that context. I did think the first Ghost Rider was pretty boring. Nick Cage has been in really boring movies sometimes, like Bangkok Dangerous and the first Ghost Rider, but I don't know. This one was just like, hey, it's like 90 minutes. Let's just go. There's like a giant crane and it's on fire or whatever. Like that, just dumb stuff happens throughout that movie.
I can
Or
appreciate
that dude with the Twinkie. Like, that's a dumb joke.
Oh, yeah, that the Twinkie couldn't be
The Cade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's just dumb. It's just dumb stuff, but in a way that I was just like kind of smiling most of the movie.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that, then, Nathan. We're cool then, because I was like, man, I can't believe you liked that fucking movie. But if it was simply because you liked the camp, along with your fascination with Nick Cage, then I'm okay with that.
Yeah. How do you feel about like the Crank directors, Neville Dean and Taylor?
I liked the first Crank. I did not like the second one. I loved the way the first Crank was shot, and the Jason Statham and Amy Smart. Of course, though, I fucking love Amy Smart, so that helps. But
Yeah.
that fast paced scene, that was just beautiful for me. Crank 2 was kind of weird because I knew Corey Haim was in it, and that kind of bugged me.
Okay. Having seen Gamer, like I thought that movie was kind of boring too.
Oh, really?
Like, well, I mean, it has a great kind of premise, but I guess I should preface this. For some reason, both the first Crank and Gamer I watched while I was trying to stay up for 24 hours. So I was really, really tired when I watched both of them. And I was like, well, these are fast-paced, doofy movies, so hopefully they'll hold my attention. And for some reason, it just backfired and didn't work at all. And
Gamer was fun, but I can see why you could think it was boring. There were some long interludes between action, but the action part of it was good. I mean, Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
I mean, since 300, in my opinion, the guy can almost do no wrong. As long as he's in some action movie.
Have you looked into Olympus Has Fallen?
I'm going to see that.
Okay. I didn't see it. I haven't seen it yet, but it looked kind of neat. Like just that. Like both that and White House Down, I kind of just like that it's getting back to just, hey, terrorists. There's just terrorists and they're doing stuff. They're blowing stuff up. and that's not good. So we're going to stop them. And like people aren't uncomfortable with that being in a movie.
It's the Die Hard syndrome, right? I mean, that's what we want to see. We want to see one guy who shouldn't be able to do it, with the exception of it's Gerard Butler, and he's some sort of super counter espionage spy, Navy SEAL Mountie guy. Mm-hmm. And then he's in the White House. The problem I have is, well, the whole storyline is completely implausible because of restrictions that they put in place in the city because I live here. But again, it's a fun, fast-paced movie, and that's what I want to see. I want to go to a movie where from beginning to end, it's just, bam, bam, people getting killed, funny one-liners, Morgan Freeman. I mean, that's what I want to see.
Okay. So it should be good.
Roger Ebert gives it 2 out of 4.
Oh. That's too bad. Soon? No. That's his job. It's what he did. Reviews.
He was the last person on this earth that had a name in criticism.
Didn't Spring Breakers is his last review?
No, he didn't review that.
Okay.
It's on his site, but he had a group of critics. His last review is for that Terrence Malick movie that just came out. I forget what it's called. Ben Affleck's in it, and that girl from Quantum of Solace.
No
idea.
Okay. Olga. Here, let me look up the title.
Anyways, so we were talking a little bit about Roger Ebert. I was saying, that was a hard one for me, that death. And I'll tell you the reason is because, Nathan, you and I like to
the wonder. But yeah.
You and I like to think that we criticize things, maybe.
Sort of. I don't write it down.
We have opinions of stuff, though.
Yeah. And
right?
I did write movie reviews for a while.
Right. So maybe you more so, but Roger Ebert for me was always kind of the pinnacle of what you could be as a reviewer, because he's been doing it forever. He had a name back when you would still write in papers and shit about that stuff. But now that the internet has become such a big thing, we have a fucking website. Everybody has their opinion out there. Everybody's a critic now. So everybody's on this even keel in the fucking sewers. And the one man that was above all of that is now dead. So I think that movie criticism is now a dead industry.
Well, I kind of been thinking over this in relation to this film class I'm in right now, and just who are the tastemakers? Who do you look to really for opinions that really impact what you do?
Yeah.
And it's become more and more just some people I know, my friends.
Yeah, this dude that writes a blog on Blogspot.
Yeah, oh, my buddy saw that one, so I'll go see it. I don't pay attention, or you'll just go to an aggregate site, and it's just I don't really care what any one of these people thinks. What do all of them think? Oh, okay. 86% of all people who really think this is important thought it was okay, so maybe I'll go check that out.
Right. So it's no longer
one voice is the guy, really.
I know, and that's sad.
Yeah, there's a couple names I still know, kind of weirdly, probably because of his show, Roger Ebert's show at the movies, he would have guest critics all the time.
Yeah.
So Michael Phillips and A.O. Scott are kind of still two guys I know have opinions out there, but I don't really seek them out or anything. It's not just oh, what did they think? It's just I don't know. I'll probably go see it if I think I want to see it, and that kind of voice that has the definitive opinion isn't there.
There's no more general to lead the army of fucking terrible people and critics and stuff anymore. There's no more one voice.
Yeah, it's kind of been fading away for a while though, but
yeah. And I mean, because of
I don't know
cancer.
if it's good or bad. At the same time, I do have still friends I can turn to and be oh, you saw that? How was it? Kind of thing. But
I don't know.
Internet. Everyone has an opinion.
I understand the internet thing, and everyone has an opinion, but he's been doing what he does and seeing movies every couple days at the very most sparse of his career for longer than you and I have been alive.
46 years, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to lose somebody that has that much experience in that field or whatever, especially in a time where that field is with newspapers and stuff going out as well.
Yeah.
Everything's becoming more global and there's no more one voice in anything.
Yeah.
To lose such an iconic person in that sector was huge.
Mm-hmm. No, it's definitely I don't know. The weight of it probably hasn't really been felt yet, but it's gonna be apparent. I mean, he really embraced the internet too. Like he was just out there blogging all the time, tweeting up a storm.
Yep.
Like had tons of plans. Like he just laid out a bunch of plans for his site and stuff the day before he died. So
I have opinion on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that the time of the individual reviewers was dead a couple of years ago.
I do agree with you.
Right. I mean, once Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes and even IMDb to a certain extent came out, the need for the people like, Siskel and Ebert kind of went away because people, I mean, in my case, I'll tell you individually, I didn't like most of their opinions on their movies.
Yeah.
I thought that they were too hard on some movies and I thought that they were light on others.
Yep.
Right. And I would never ever in my whole life go see a movie because Siskel or Ebert decided that it was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I might go see a movie if I saw that on Rotten Tomatoes it got 73% and in the comments it said, if you're looking for X, Y, and Z, this is the way to go.
Right.
I mean, that's where society is going. We don't need people who review movies anymore. Right. I mean, for the most part, because everybody's going to look to the masses for their decision. It doesn't make it right. Makes them lemmings for the most part. Makes all of us lemmings. But that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And, that's why. And does that mean anything? Maybe not. I mean, I like it better when I get that opinion from people who are just randomly updating a site like Rotten Tomatoes, the users, than I do the professionals. What are the other people they call on Rotten Tomatoes? They have like the regular users and then there's like the pros or some shit.
Oh, is there pro users too?
Yeah, there's I can't remember what they have a name. They have like a specific name. It's like
Super
one half
reviewer,
of it. Yeah, something like
star
that.
next to him.
Yeah, hold on, let me pick a movie and I'll tell you exactly what it said. Evil Dead, by the way. Trying to get people to go see that. Can't wait.
I'm looking at that right now. I saw it this week.
Oh, don't tell me. Well, first off, did you like it?
I did.
I'm going to go see it tomorrow, actually.
Okay.
Top
I was
and all critics. That's what I think it is.
Okay.
I don't want to hear about it. Don't ruin this one for me. You guys can spoil every fucking movie, but this is one of my favorite movies of all time, the older version. So,
spoilers. The dead are there and they're evil.
Oh shit!
Hey,
dude,
fucking Paul. Hey, end of Sixth Sense. Bruce Willis is dead.
God damn it!
Oh,
I've been putting it off forever, and I knew it would be to my detriment.
Can I just like float like one thing? If you enjoy your experience tomorrow, stay through the credits.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
It's a super minor thing, but I was happy it was there. So
did you hear that they're going to? I'm hearing rumors that they're writing the script for Evil Dead 4.
I've been hearing it referred to as an Army of Darkness follow-up.
Army of Darkness 2. Yeah.
Hey, did you guys know Army of Darkness is my favorite movie of all time?
I did.
I've seen it 93 times at this point.
That's pretty good. I know you have a lot of crazy memorabilia crap for it too.
Yeah,
so.
I've had custom pictures made from Army of Darkness to put up in my basement. Yeah, I've got the alternate poster. I've got the original theatrical release poster. My wife got me a signed script for Evil Dead 2 because she couldn't get one for Army of Darkness. So I'm a huge fan.
You're balls deep.
I'm balls deep.
Give us the most obscure line you can think of from Army of Darkness right now.
What, were you born in a barn? What am I thinking? Of course you were born in a barn. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite lines when she doesn't shut the door. He's like, what do you know about mechanics and alloys? And, he's just this dumb, S-smart guy. I love that.
What were the words he had to say that he messed up?
Oh, Klaatu Veratu Nikto or something like that. I can never get it right myself, but I like when he's like, Klaatu Verata. Yeah. I said your damn words.
What's your favorite ending of that movie? Because there's like 3, right?
The original theatrical release in S-Mart at the very end. Not that bullshit where he fucking goes back, he sleeps, they give him the sleeping potion to send him back through time.
The art fake version? Yeah.
Yeah. That was the original one they wanted to do, but good God, I'm glad they didn't do it because the way it ends in the theatrical release, 10 times better. Because it ends like the whole movie was, which is sarcastic, over the top. He's got a 30-30 that he's got in a fucking holster on the side. Give me some sugar, baby. It's just so Ash / Bruce Campbell / Sam Raimi. It's a perfect way to end that movie.
Yeah. I do like that movie quite a bit. I've been meaning to watch it again. I just haven't gone around to it.
I've got 4 copies if you need one.
I have 2. I have just like a standalone, only the movie on a disc with one ending, and then the boomstick edition as the other one.
I have the Necronomicon edition, which makes it look like a little Necronomicon.
Yeah, they did that for like all the Evil Dead movies, right?
Yeah, I actually have an Evil Dead 10. Back when DVDs were getting popular, they used to put them in these collectible 10s. Like you would get them here at like Suncoast or some shit like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And I have a 10, and it's in a CD case inside the 10. I've had the 10 for 15, almost 16 years now. So the movie's still in there. I don't think I've ever watched it. I am not as big of a fan as the Evil Dead's 1 and 2, but I still like those movies, and I'll watch them when they're on. Because Evil Dead 2 is just Evil Dead 1 with a bigger budget.
Yep. And more...
And like a narrower focus and more humor.
Well, more of like what I think Raimi does best, I would say.
Right. Like the first one was trying to actually gross you out and scare you, and the second one's just like, whatever. Just have some fun. There's a hand that crawls around.
Go watch Evil Dead or Army of Darkness. Doesn't matter. Watch them both. Actually, Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. Go ahead and watch those, and then go watch Spider-Man. And just look at how many similar camera shots he makes in Spider-Man that he made in Army of Darkness and Evil Dead 2. You can see Sam Raimi. I know he was the one who directed Spider-Man, but I'm saying he keeps that same style. He even had that fucking car in Spider-Man.
Yeah, that car has been in all the movies.
Missed it except for one. There was one movie it wasn't in. I cannot think of the name of it right now to save me. But there's one movie I believe he did not have it in.
I can't think of what that would be.
Yeah, I can't either. I'll look it up later. It's not important. The important thing is that in 99.9% of all Sam Raimi movies is the white. What is it, an Oldsmobile or some shit like that? It's like the classic is what they call it.
Yeah. Yeah. Good times.
That's what Ben drove in Spider-Man. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, like I read Bruce Campbell's like B movie, Life of a B movie star or whatever book.
Yeah, If Chins Could Kill.
If Chins Could Kill, that's the one. Yeah, and there's a lot of information on how they shot like Evil Dead and stuff, and it's basically like what Clerks is to Kevin Smith is what Evil Dead is to Raimi, where it's just like a bunch of friends with a video camera going into the woods and trying some shit out, and it worked out, which is awesome. That's why I love that movie.
Fucking all that. It's just brilliant. It's a brilliant movie. Totally unloved. Matter of fact, I might have said this before. When my wife and I first started dating, I made her watch that movie. If she had made one negative comment, we wouldn't be married today.
That important.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
hey, come on, if it's that important to me, it should be.
Oh, yeah, no.
You know what? Everybody has that
the
thing.
Litmus test, yeah.
Yep.
As well you should.
I'm kind of humorless about this one. This one's important.
Yeah, don't fuck around and get shot, right?
It's your opinion on this matters more than you will ever know.
How you answer this question will determine your whole future. It's like the SATs. Do y'all have the SATs up there?
Not really.
No.
This came up as a question on Top Down this past week. Someone was talking about some other test that's similar, like ACT or something.
ACT test. Yeah, the ACT.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was just like, I don't think we have this. Like, there was like equivalency tests or something if you move provinces to see if your education still stacks up there.
Other than that, all we have are government-sanctioned tests.
I mean, but how do you, like here we use those to get into college, right? You take the SAT in some college, the ACT in others. And it's
I seem to only recall really submitting like my, transcripts from high school, but it was, and there are government issued final exams for some subjects that were in there. So that was kind of impacting my average a lot, but no one test determines like what tier of school you can get in. At least that wasn't the case like 7 years ago.
The SAT or ACT could determine what school you get into here.
Yeah,
and among other things, they're driving factors, right? I mean, if you get a what is the top score on SAT? 1600. If you get a 1510 on your SATs, but you don't do any kind of extracurricular work, or you're just a shut-in in high school, like Paul, then it will not do anything for you. I'm just fucking with you, Paul. You know I love you. It will not do anything for you in terms of getting into school. But if you're like one of those, summer Becky Summers, right? The girl who's in all the fucking band, all the clubs, and she volunteers, and she drives the food fucking cart and shit like that. Well, those girls are going to get in. 2,400 is the highest for the SAT nowadays. For fuck's sake.
So there's more questions? Like, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea. I never took it. I was I was fortunate. I went to it. I've done all my schooling non-standard, so I haven't ever had to take that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did.
I guess it's probably kind of demoralizing to just have like a number slapped on your worth, essentially. Like, it's just like, this is how good you are. And it's like, really?
Show what you know. It shows you what they think you should know.
Yeah. Like, there's problems that, like, I mean, I took a IQ test, and they were very transparent. It's like, look, this is, like, super relative. Like, we're trying to make these better to better represent stuff, so, like, don't take this too seriously. But, I think I did okay, really. But, again, doesn't really matter, because, like, a few years from now, it could be totally different. Depending on where you grew up could determine whether or not you really relate to the questions in a specific way. Like, it's,
Do they do that whole crap up there where they want all the schools to teach exactly the same? They teach into the lowest common denominator?
I'm not really sure. Like, I was at kind of weird private schools, so I'm not sure what the kind of general standard is.
Oh, that here we suffer from, they teach to the lowest common denominator. And so kids who excel are held back because they can only do they can only be taught what the teacher's supposed to teach them, unless they get into advanced classes, which fill up. It's a big pain in the dick. That's
okay.
Why. Yeah.
Oh, there was my only distant knowledge is that Waiting for Superman movie. It's about American education, but it's from 3-4 years ago. But it's specifically focusing on kind of grade school stuff and how much competition there is for good schools.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I live in one of the best. Where I live is one of the best areas for schooling in the country.
Mm-hmm.
People will, it's expensive to live here. It's not, it's ridiculously expensive to live here, but they'll live in a hovel just so that their kid can go to a school and get, a really quality school.
Yeah.
And get into a good college.
And there's kind of a lottery system for some schools, who can get in. Is that still happening? Okay.
Private schools than it is for public.
Oh, okay.
Or magnet schools would have that as well. But public schools, if you live in the district, you can get in. But private schools, there's Catholic schools that you have to be on. You get waitlisted and put into a pool, and then if you get selected, hey, guess what? You go there. If you don't, too bad. Go to public school. Yeah, I don't have kids, so it don't fucking matter.
Okay.
I'll pay their taxes. I'll pay taxes for your kids. Go for it.
Hey guys.
What's up?
It's Monday, April 8th.
Yeah.
It is Last Second Hero's birthday. He just turned 21. Happy birthday, you motherfucker.
Happy birthday to you.
Now go out, get some porno like Nathan does every week. Go get some alcohol like Eno does, and go get some cigarettes like I do.
Wait, hold on.
Go down to the 7-Eleven and awkwardly ask for Playboys?
You're a man now, bitch.
Awkward now.
Act like one.
Yeah, walk in there. You ask for the big box of Magnum condoms. You get you 2 40s, right? Then you go find you a girl, put her in your trunk, go home. No, maybe not the put her in the trunk yet thing, but no, 21. Good God. I can't remember one.
Also, it's important to say that he said something about Canadians, so I banned him from the chat.
Canadians suck, right?
Yeah, so I banned him from the chat for 10 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I didn't know it would be for a full 10 minutes. I tried unbanning him, and it's like, nope, you just banned him again.
You made your decision. You
Who
pulled
can
the
I
trigger.
ban? I want to ban somebody from the chat now. You can't do this alone. Let's see, Last Second Hero.
But everybody's so good in the chat.
I could just unvoice him and he can't chat no matter what until I tell him he can.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, happy birthday, dude.
Yeah, happy birthday, man. Happy 21st.
He is, I think we should say it now. This Wednesday, so people in the live chat, you're still good. People listening to the recording after, you done fucked up if you didn't join. He is doing a 12-hour charity stream for the American Cancer Society, a good cause that's really close to my family and my heart because cancer is a huge thing in my family, so I'm trying to help him support any way I can. The 4 idiots will be making an appearance at some point. So there will be that. And been talking to some other people too. I don't know how far they'll go, but I think people should join that and give like a couple bucks if you can. So there you go. You're going to be part of that.
Oh yeah.
And speaking of 4 idiots.
We're
finally fucking back.
I know, we're finally fucking back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Wait, so what game are you guys doing?
We're doing Castle Crashers.
Okay.
Holy shit. Yeah,
it's not BattleBlock Theater. You're just like, nah, I don't care about the new stuff. I want that old behemoth.
Yeah, man, it was fun last night. It was a ton of fun, and that game, video's doing well, by the way. If you guys can go watch it again. It locked up about 2 hours ago.
It was a little slow to start, but I mean, to be fair, I didn't even know it was up for the first half an hour.
Yeah, well, you and I were chatting for that half an hour.
And you didn't tag me in the fucking Twitter thing.
I didn't tag anybody because I forgot to when I did. It's an automatic thing. I don't do that myself.
Oh.
And I schedule it and forget it, and I didn't put your Twitter handle in there. Yeah, it's fun, man. Castle Crash is a good time. I forgot. I thought I had played that game though, and I guess I hadn't.
Yeah.
And I was thoroughly amused at that game. There were some uncomfortable moments in that video, though.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more, and something bad happened to me in our recording, so something is going to change with my character. Just as a little heads up to anybody. To keep
Paul's character is going through a change.
Yeah, it hurts a little bit, but we'll all be a lot happier, and shall I say, gayer?
Something's getting turned inside out. Holla.
My Audi's now an innie.
The Pink Knight Squadron.
Exactly.
Paul's character went through puberty.
So yeah, we're back. We're doing Castle Crashers.
Yes, and we have Alpha Gamer has I think a video I might put up tonight, just as a late night fun. Here you go, guys. And we're doing Luigi's Mansion co-op. Hot stuff right there.
Very cool.
Yeah. Or Super Mario Brothers 3DS. We don't know yet. Have you played Super Mario Brothers on the 3DS, either of you?
The first one that they released, the new Super Mario Brothers on the 3DS back a long time ago, but that's it.
And I don't have a 3DS, so no. I heard 3D Land was pretty cool.
That's the one I want to play.
3D Land?
Okay.
Right, I'll have to look at that.
Yeah, it's sort of I guess a bit of a mixture of Mario 64 sensibilities with the more side-scrolling stuff or something.
With more original Mario
Galaxy
game design.
A little bit, yeah. I think it's the Galaxy team, but doing kind of more like flat plane levels. I'm not sure. I haven't played it personally.
Should we go ahead and pimp more stuff out?
Okay.
Yeah, response.com.
What else can we pimp out? Okay, besides that.
Yo, Indie Talks, talking to devs.
Yeah,
look at that. IGF winner Richard Hoffmeyer's on the list. What? No.
And he was, I think a month ago, we uploaded our talk with him.
Yeah, he just won a bunch of stuff and was so pissed about it. But
really?
We already talked about that, yeah.
No, we didn't.
Just kind of...
We didn't talk about that at all.
Oh, okay. I've talked about it, but I guess he was just kind of self-depreciating about his game yet again. So, yeah.
Dude made a good game. I don't know what his problem is about it.
Yeah, dude made a good game, but I guess he was like, he's pretty down on his like technical polish, I guess, which I guess is fair. There's some bugs in there, but still like one-man team and everything. I wouldn't get too stressed about it. But he was really looking to the other nominees and stuff and just be like, man, this is really weird that I won. I don't know what's going on. And it didn't seem like false modesty. It was like, dude was legitimately really confused. There's a bunch of interviews and stuff popping up with him. And like
he was probably confused because his game technically came out in 2011.
Well,
what game is this?
Cart Life. This is the kind of depressed shop owner simulator, which I thought was awesome. But
okay.
It's really downbeat game, but
it's badass. Like, I'm not even saying just as like because it's about a shop owner and you're like doing this life thing, but just so much effort is put into it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a really good idea at the heart of it too. And I don't know.
It's called Cart Life. Is it on Steam?
It is now on Steam.
It is now, yes.
It's like somewhere between $3 and $5 or something. It's an odd one though. Like it's like a heavy game, if that makes sense. Like you're just like, this is not fun. This is like working.
No, playing that game is like going to work.
Yeah, but you want to help this guy out. You want to help him, and then at the end, you're just like, yeah, I did it. Or you're really bummed out because you failed.
You know what game is kind of like that too?
What?
Like,
what?
Can we keep going on this train?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Papers, Please.
Yeah.
Have you played Papers, Please?
I have, yeah.
So that game is weird because that is essentially my RL job in a video game.
You have to like double check a lot of documentation and make
everything.
Sure it's legit.
Absolutely. And stamping things and signing things off. That is my job. I'm at a desk for 8 hours signing papers, stamping them, and making sure things are there.
Okay. Huh. So how is that as a game for you? Like, I found it kind of fun because I've never had to like check passports or.
I'm decent at it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay at it.
See, what I don't like about... We're going to get into what I don't like about the game, because what I like about the game is that it's still kind of intriguing. Like, the game isn't intriguing, it's the stuff that happens in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just kind of like, oh, I'm standing at this thing, I'm looking at paperwork. Let's get into what I don't like. I don't like that for discrepancies, you have to pull up the rule book and then show the discrepancy to be able to interrogate. There needs to be a smoother way to do that.
Right, like you can just click on it, or like there's like a little menu pops up and you're just like, this is what's wrong, or something.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like that it's not done. I don't know if I can hold that against him, though.
I mean, yeah, it's like a free beta that's kind of gotten some attention.
I like that you can put your name in there. Like, you can sign up to, like, send him a message or whatever and be one of the immigrants in there. That's
Oh, really?
Cool. Yeah, it's on the main
is.
page. It's just like, sign up to be an immigrant in the game or something.
That sounds awesome.
I know. So
okay.
I'm going to be doing that, and we're probably going to be talking to him for indie talks.
Okay.
By the way.
So, have you touched base with him already?
I have, yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I like, for me, I guess the main thing that stood out to me is being like, well, hopefully this isn't the finished version, is your family only exists as like a list. So I kind of just didn't care.
Well, okay, so with the family thing, they were hungry and cold all the time, so they were always sick, but there is no consequence for that.
Yeah, the consequence is just kind of like, I guess he's like, oh, it'll stir up your imagination a bit and just kind of be like, oh man, I don't want my family to be sick, but it's just, it was too abstract for me compared to like, there are people with faces walking up to me every day at work, so I kind of just cared more about them, you know? Like, it's supposed to be a bit of a struggle between like, oh, should I help out these regular people, or should I try to like really just earn money and take care of my own? But I just didn't feel that there was much tension there. I was just
what did you do for the people that are just like, please let my wife in, she's right behind me, and then her paperwork was fucked?
I did. I let her through specifically.
Nope. Iron fist, man. Your paperwork isn't done. Get the fuck out of my line. Get out.
Yeah. Stop wasting my time.
I get in shit in real life on that. I'm not going to be lenient on these people.
I don't know, like, because they were sympathetic about it or whatever, like, there were some that are kind of just snarky, like, ugh, just hurry up. And you're just like, all right, I'm going to look for problems now because you talked down to me. Guess what? You're not getting in my country.
No, those people, as long as their paperwork's fine, I still let them in.
What about that, like, pimp dude?
His paperwork was fine.
Okay.
It's not my problem.
Okay.
Dude, it's my job. I have been trained for years to act like that with people.
Okay.
It's like,
I guess I'm pretty disdainful of
where like people come in and they're just like, oh, my dog has to go. He's meeting up with this flight with its family. Don't care. Your paperwork's not right. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the guy that kind of comes back every day, like with increasingly funny, like,
I love that guy. He's great.
Attempts. I do love that guy. Like, my first play of it, I was just like, oh, you silly guy. Get back in there. Like, get out of here. You can't come in.
You rascal. Get back in that line.
And he's always kind of good-natured about it anyway, so I felt fine about it. But the second time, I just kind of let him in. I was just like, sure, you know what? Whatever. This is funny. Go. And, I got dinged or whatever with the thing, but it was like, who cares? But then it's just like that running joke is just gone. Like, he just goes in. It's not like you hear back from him or anything. He just leaves. So Yeah.
Some people in the chat were actually talking about it. I forgot I live streamed it one night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Purple Slinky's like, poor sick kid. Because he was always sick. And it pissed me off. His medicine's so much money when you only make $10 a person. I don't know. Anyways, decent game, I guess.
Enter a working email address to receive name submission link. Sweet.
Yeah.
Let's do this. This
Yeah.
is great.
I was going to submit Eno as well.
Like I haven't submitted myself 8 times.
Yeah. Eno would make a good immigrant.
That's true. I looked that up the other day. What Eno means. I forgot already. Yes, I have no idea what game y'all were talking about, that Cart Life. I think maybe I'd seen you or heard you talk about it a while ago, but I don't, if any game that's going to take like time and I have to sit there and kind of grind at it, it doesn't work for
I'm
me.
going to go ahead and say that I would not, like if recommending for you specifically, I would say you could probably try it for free. But if I were you,
there is a free version available too.
I would not pay money if I were you for it.
Have I told you guys what my favorite game is right now? It's not Devil May Cry.
It's Luigi's whatever mansion thing.
Oh, no. No, Injustice for the iPad. Did I talk to you about this already?
Yeah, you talked to me a little bit about it, I guess.
Dude, that game is so fucking awesome. It's the precursor to the game, right? The PS3 game coming out in middle of this month, end of this month or something like that, right?
Yeah, that Gods Among Us or whatever.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun, man. Ton of fun. I've been playing it every night in bed. I play it for like 45 minutes until I run out of energy, and then I go to sleep. Then I wake up and I play it in the mornings. I don't know why. It's only like you only have 2 moves, but it's a stupid fun. I should have a video up of it sometime this week. It's stupid fun. It's free. It's on the iPad, and I don't know about Google Apps, but it's on the iPad for free. And some of the achievements carry over into the PS3, I believe, into the game.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I do think that's pretty cool.
So this is by the Mortal Kombat team. Is there any kind of is it similar at all or no?
I don't know. Based off the iPad, it's not, right? I mean, the iPad's set up for touchscreen. It's not the same. From what I've seen in the demo, they're taking it's more like PlayStation All-Stars than Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
With the exception of, it's like PlayStation All-Stars from what I can tell. I'm not sure that.
Yeah, it's superhero brawling.
Yeah, but it's one-on-one for the most part. It's one-on-one matches, and they throw you in. They keep throwing them new characters. It's a tag-in philosophy, like Mortal Kombat. Tag somebody in, you're fighting another dude. But it's all the DC superstars, which is kind of cool. I mean, it is what it is. Superman, Lex Luthor, all those guys are in there. Green Lantern, Bane, Batman, The Flash, those characters. And you have like 3 moves, kind of like PlayStation All-Stars. And you have the 3 moves, and you have to keep building each one of them up till you get to the 3rd one. Right? And the 3rd one is your ultimate move, just like in PlayStation All-Stars. And it's the one where it has the cutscene. And so it looks fun. The PS3 game looks fun. The freaking iPad game is a ton of fun. It's a great game just to kill time with. Go try it. It's a good game.
Okay.
I want to try it now, so thanks. If it's not on Google Play, I might hang myself.
Doesn't Aaron have an iPhone? You should ask her.
Can you live with me killing myself because I couldn't play the game that you love?
No.
I would be inconsolable for a couple of minutes.
I know, because then you'd have to find 2 new idiots.
Oh man, don't talk about that. Let's keep that in house for right now. Because now the rumors are going to start.
We've already said too much.
Yeah.
Wait, I guess
from the podcast.
I guess just briefly on not having an iPhone. Did you ever play Your Walk?
Dude, how? No.
I don't know. I thought you were going to borrow Aaron's phone and
no.
Okay.
And play what?
Year Walk. It's this weird kind of horror puzzle game on the iPhone that I thought was really, really cool, but I haven't had someone else who's beaten it to talk about why I think it's cool, so I've just been kind of getting stressed out over here.
It's called
It's like that bit at the end, and you're just like, I don't know, I got stuck, and you're just like, oh, great.
It's called Year Walk. Hold on.
Yeah,
I got
it's like $4. Right here. It's like, I guess, heads up, you really can only play it once because it's like a mystery, and once you've solved the mystery, you've solved it, and that's it.
Can I do a speed run? Can I do a speed run?
I wouldn't like try to rush through it. Like, solving it is kind of the satisfying part of it. But I don't know. Like, did anyone play The Room? Like that other puzzle game that came out on iPhone that was really cool? Yeah, it's great. Puzzle boxes.
I want to play that so bad. I fucking hate this shit. It's so fucking stupid that they're only releasing on iOS the most closed piece of shit fucking system.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck them.
But it's the only one that
fuck them. They don't get they don't get my time. Fuck them.
Okay, Android development is totally crazy right now. Like, it's so uncertain. I totally get why people would prioritize iPhone. Like, it's like the Wild West out there. You could just pirate, like whatever. Just get buried. No one notices.
If they don't want to make money, they can go fuck themselves. Fuck them. That's it.
Stuff, multiple devices. I don't know.
iPad, iPhone, Apple TV. The only thing I won't do with them is the computer because their computer can't do what my computer can do. But
yeah,
well, man, it's
seamless. That's because you buy a new thing for your computer every week.
Well, this is true. I haven't in a while though. But the integration between the Apple, the iPhone, and the iPad is awesome. I mean, you can't beat it. I mean, I can, with the exception of what I need them to do is to save my game on my iPhone or my iPad, so I don't have to start a new game. That they don't have yet.
The cloud sharing saves.
Yeah, clouds. Yeah, okay. The cloud saves. But I can tell you, I've had tablets. I've had my flashlight just started working. I have tablets. I've had Androids, and I've had my iPad now for over a year, and I wouldn't give my iPad up for anything. Or my iPhone. I just got my iPhone. I love my iPhone. I really love my iPhone. Much more than a Droid. It doesn't lock up like my Droid used to do. That's what I hated about Droids. Always locking up on me. Might be because I rooted it and it was causing problems, but it's still always locking up.
Wait a minute. Some people are claiming Yearwalk is on Android. So
you said it's called Yearwalk or Walk with it?
Walk. WALK. Best new Android iOS apps of 2013, Yearwalk. It might be on there.
App Store. Yeah, it's on my wireless. All right, I'm finding this game right now. And I'm buying this shit. Search, go back there.
I'm buying it, son.
What, son? It's in my fucking queue, son. The Yearwalk. Is that what it's called? Yeah, by Simogo Games, $3.99. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
All right, I'm going to look at this.
Okay, never mind. Available for iOS, so I'm sorry, Paul.
Now, Nathan, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, how you don't want to buy music on iTunes.
Yeah.
You're done with that.
Well, it becomes more and more apparent that it's going to trap it. You can only listen to it if you have the right thing. It's not just MP3s, right? It's MP. What is it? MP4s?
It's proprietary to. It's a proprietary to whatever iTunes. But the way you get around that though is you rip it, right? You rip it to a CD or you rip it somewhere, and that gets around it. I mean, I know it's extra work, but I can. What sucks is I can import all my Amazon tracks into my iTunes, but I can't go the other direction unless I rip them.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. And I've just been doing it casually for so long that I just have a bunch of albums now that are just kind of in this weird limbo.
Like real albums?
Yeah, like full albums. Like,
vinyl?
What do you mean? No. Like, I mean, just like full.
Because my respect level for you is about to skyrocket if I found out that you collected vinyl.
I don't. No, sorry.
I think I have 200 or 300.
Okay. Apparently it's awesome, and sales have been going up in vinyl for the last 20 years.
Vinyl records are fucking awesome. They are, yeah.
Yeah.
But no matter what anybody tells you, the sound is not better on a record. What you get from a record is the nostalgia, right? Because you can't make the sound like we can get in our shit now.
Like the hisses and pops and cracks. Oh, it's so good.
music right there. You know, that's when I'm listening to my fucking Hall & Oates on my record player. You know,
Hall & Oates.
or fucking
that's
Huey
what you.
Lewis.
Yeah, like it's you go to the weirdest place. Who was I having this discussion with? I was having this discussion with John, and I don't think it was during a stream or a recording of any sort.
Okay.
How it is impossible to know what fucking Eno is into. Like, you cannot peg this motherfucker's tastes down at all.
Nope.
So it's just like, I thought for the longest time that, like, he would never play Pokemon, and then all of a sudden he bought, like, all the games and was playing hours and hours of it one day.
Because if I find something I like, I do it. You know, I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. If I play this Year Walk game and I like it, you know, it's cool. If I don't like it, I won't play it. Although, I have this stupid... Oh, Paul, I've got the game you need to get for your phone. Get Marvel War... What is it called? Hold on. Marvel... Hold on. All y'all get this. Well, only people who I'm friends with on Facebook. Marvel... World of Heroes or some shit like that.
That sounds familiar, yeah.
Oh, dude, it's so much fun. War of Heroes.
Oh, wait, can we send each other, like, things in the game over Facebook?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes. Tap to start. Get it. Get it for your phone. And it doesn't matter that I have iOS and you have Android. Get it.
I'm going to tap that shit so hard.
Oh, I'm just going to hit it so hard. It's going to be so pitted.
Tap.
So pitted. Tap. What was I looking at? I like everything. That's the thing is I listen to everything. I like everything except for Spirit of Vengeance. I'm pretty easy on a lot of stuff. Movies. You guys listen to me talk about movies. As long as it's fun, I'll watch it. Or as long as it's not Master of Disguise, I'll watch it.
Master of Disguise? Where the hell did that come from?
Worst fucking movie ever. I rarely shut movies down midstream.
Wait, which movie?
Master of Disguise with Dana.
Yeah, like where did that come from?
I don't know. It's always at the forefront of my mind when talking about movies because it's the worst movie ever made.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense.
It's really, really bad. My wife and I were watching it. We got about 20 minutes in. I mean, what was that movie with Chris Kattan where he was the undercover FBI agent?
Corky Romano?
Yes. That movie. That movie was fucking Godfather compared to Master of Disguise.
Okay.
Right? That movie was not good.
Nathan doesn't like The Godfather.
I don't not like The Godfather. I just don't revere it much. It's okay.
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. It's a good movie. I don't think it's the best. For me, it's not the best movie ever made.
Yeah. I like that second one more, but even then it's kind of weirdly disjointed. Like, I like the young Vito story, and then the contemporary stuff's kind of like, all right, Michael's, having problems. But whatever.
I liked What About Bob? Did y'all see What About Bob?
That was a great movie.
For some reason, that was like just a family beloved movie. Like, I think my cousins really liked it, and then it was just like every time we'd go visit them in Edmonton, it's just like, let's watch What About Bob? Bill Murray's hilarious.
Dude, that was a family movie for me too.
Baby steps, guys. Baby steps. That's all you got to remember from that movie was baby steps.
My one issue with it though is like I always felt really, really bad for Richard Dreyfuss's character.
Totally, I always got pissed off. Those type of movies piss me off.
He's just trying to have a vacation with his family. Like, what's going on? Like, why? Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't loosen up enough to just laugh at it. It was more like, this is a really weird kind of stressful situation for everybody except Bob. So
that was so fucking good. Hey, you know what I watched the other day, and I'm not sure whether you guys were the ones who told me or not, but I watched Red.
Okay,
and, I liked it. It was fun. And what really amused me, and I think this was the movie. I've seen so many movies recently that they're all running together. But wasn't Richard Dreyfuss in that?
Yeah, yes. Richard Dreyfuss is like, I don't remember who he is exactly, but yeah, he's a politician.
He's the bad guy, right?
He's like a bad guy.
I thought he was the bad guy in the movie.
I thought he died in some explosion or something. I'm not really. I don't remember. I do remember seeing him and being like, "Oh, weird! I didn't know he was in this. This is cool." But
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking because I was just thinking about him. No shit. Before I watched that movie, I was like, "You know who you never see in movies anymore? Richard Dreyfuss."
Yeah. And look who it is.
Well, he was in Piranha 3D.
Yeah.
I was watching that. It was date night, and we watched that to get us in the mood.
That's a great date night movie.
That's the mood, right? We watched that, then we watched Last House on the Left, and then we watched Master of Disguise.
The original? Or
the original. Original was 10 times better. Even that one, though, I can barely watch. It's a little tough to watch.
Yeah. Its sense of humor is just so weirdly inappropriate. Like Last House on the Left. Like, it's just like, hey, there was just this horrible rape scene, and now we cut to 2 inept cops cracking jokes. And we're just like...
Cracking wise.
What? Yeah, throwing their hat.
Christ.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Richard Dreyfuss. I don't know, he's pretty deep in the cast on Red, so I'm not sure if he was the main.
He's a main character, man. Go watch it.
Well, I know Karl Urban is also kind of a bad guy, right? But he's like a henchman, kind of.
Karl Urban is, what does it mean when you're not the bad guy, but you're not a good guy? Or you seem like the bad guy, but you're really a good guy?
You're an asshole.
Double agent, traitor, I don't know.
Double agent, there's a weird name for it. But he's Karl. I like Karl Urban, so I'll watch whatever he's in. But John Malkovich makes that movie, in my opinion. I love John Malkovich, just his quirky sense of acting. I mean, he pretty much does the same. His method is almost always the same. And a lot of movies from being John Malkovich to Of Mice and Men to Red, the style is very much the same. It's like John Cusack. Nothing ever changes for his style. He gets a line, and he's still John Malkovich being John Malkovich, just as a character.
Yeah. Burn After Reading is some good John Malkovich.
Cyrus the Damn Virus.
That movie's fun.
That's my go-to for anything John Malkovich.
Cyrus the Virus.
The fucking Con Air.
Yeah.
Con Air. You just made friends with Cyrus the Damn Virus.
Steve Buscemi. Rated as one of the ugliest men in Hollywood in a recent poll done by me.
And the best man in Hollywood.
He's,
okay. So you said you'd see anything Karl Urban's done. Did you see Priest?
Hold on. Did I see Priest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is that? Because I saw like half of it, and it seemed kind of bad. But
I like the dude who's in Coldplay. That's the lead character. So, I'm just kidding. I know it's not the guy from Coldplay.
It's Paul Bettany, but okay.
Yeah, but I like him. I mean, I liked him in crap. What was the movie where he was the angel?
Legion.
Legion. I like him. Yeah. Again, I see movies based on who's in it, right? So this movie had Karl Urban and the dude from Legion. Legion had the dude from Legion and the guy who played Gabriel. The guy who's in like a ton of movies. I believe he was in 21 Smoking Aces. The big dude.
Wait, Legion had the guy in Legion.
The guy from Priest who's in Legion.
I thought Dennis Quaid was also in it, but okay.
Dennis Quaid. The best Quaid out there, in my opinion, is Randy.
And he's the crazy one.
He's the good one.
He's the crazy one.
He's like squatting in Canada right now. Like he's hiding up here, and we're trying to kick him out. Like we did not grant him citizenship.
Yeah,
they didn't ask me though. I would totally accept Randy Quaid.
Yeah, you can have him and Roseanne, but I like movies where I like the cast, and I'll go see a movie if one guy is in the cast. Like if Karl Urban was in some random movie with Ben Affleck, even though I'm not a Ben Affleck fan, I might watch it just because Karl Urban's in the movie.
Okay.
Unless there's one stipulation for that, I won't see anything with Leonardo DiCaprio in it. Doesn't matter who the fuck's in the movie.
I agree, 100%.
Why do you hate what?
I can't stand him.
Man. Is it just like post Titanic kind of irritation?
No, I was fine with him in Titanic days, actually.
Okay, what happened? I felt he just got better and better over the last decade.
What happened was he's gone the way of fucking Kevin Costner. Right? Let's do every fucking movie we do, and let's make sure it's the best. It's the most, ridiculously soft and loving or crazy, like when he was the guy who flew the big fucking plane, or when he was Catch Me If You Can, or Inception, or Streets of New York, or Gangs of New York. It's always that same kind of character for him. When that motherfucker started on Growing Pains, right? So don't give me this bullshit that you can't do something else other than these dramatic characters. Say, well, hold on. I might have to caveat that Django was pretty fucking awesome, but he dies so I love that movie. But you can't give me this bullshit. I fucking hate it when these asshole fucking actors decide that they're too big to do what they started doing, right?
Like they're taking themselves too seriously, or
hey, fucking Tom Hanks started out doing Bachelor Party, right? Or fucking The Burbs or Joe versus the Volcano. Have you guys seen any Burbs or Joe versus the Volcano since he did fucking Forrest Gump? I don't think so, right? Because that motherfucker won't do anything that's not going to get him an Oscar nod. And that's what irritates me.
I think that's kind of why I was impressed by him in Cloud Atlas, because you get like 5 different characters, and some of them are those goofy comic history. Like, like he does some of that in that movie.
You were one of the 10 people who watched that movie.
I know. At least here, I guess it did really badly in North America, but it still made its budget back internationally. But so it didn't lose money. But yeah.
Did you ever see the Atlas? What was the Ayn Rand movie that came out a couple years ago?
Oh, Atlas Shrugged. I read the book, strangely, but I have not seen the movie.
I tried to get into the book. It was a little bit of a bore.
It is one of the driest but rewarding books I've read. It's hard to justify. Like, dude, you should read this 1,000-page tome. Like, you can't recommend it to anybody.
Well, the thing about it is, I would rather them have made a BioShock movie than make fucking Atlas Shrugged movie.
And they made it just 2 parts too. So yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine that turned out good at all, but who's to say?
It was boring.
Gonna see The Strike.
Oh, I also watched Total Recall this week.
Which one?
Yeah.
The new one. Okay. How'd you feel about that?
I felt that they kept the dialogue from the first one, but changed it up so much that it wasn't like the first one at all.
They don't go to Mars, right?
No.
Fuck that movie. No, that's it. Fuck that movie.
That's what I said, right? I mean, and you know how you
like a giant elevator through the planet.
Nathan, fuck that movie.
You know
Is Mars really that great though, Paul? I mean, Doom was kind of shitty, and that's on Mars. So
Doom was kind of great. You bite your fucking tongue when you talk about Doom.
About a Karl Urban movie, or I will come through this mic and throat punch you.
Things are getting so hostile.
I totally forgot Karl Urban was in that, but you're right.
What was I going to say? Total Recall. Oh, yeah. You know how you know your movie's going to be shit? Anytime Keem Woodbine is in your movie,
Colin Farrell.
No, Colin Farrell will get some. He'll get some views because he's the
What the fuck was that?
But Keem Woodbine, who's done just a bunch of he was in The Breed with Adrian Paul, right? I mean that kind of tells you what he does. He's the guy your movie's not going to be a good movie. They're like, hey, we need that guy. You know who's free? Well, Denzel's not free, and Shamar Moore's not free. So Keem Woodbine, let's get him. And they're like, all right, because he's the only black guy who would have done it. And he's trash. He's trash. Let the throw a punch. I was The
Rock,
but
though,
it was
The Rock and Karl Urban, best movie. That's it.
Yeah. The great part about that movie, about Doom, was when they went into the video game mode. I thought that was
I kind of like that part too. It was stupid.
The first segment is worth seeing, but the movie that leads up to it just, I don't know.
It's just like too amazing for words. I completely agree.
It's so clearly just shot on sound stages or something. Like, it just didn't feel like I was anywhere other than
and shot with love and talent that only a master filmmaker could do. I agree.
Pretty sure it was shot on sound stages because Mars is a little bit off limits at this point.
But they didn't even green screen it up to really make me just like, oh, look out the window. It's just kind of like, no, I think we're just in, I don't know, we could be in a hospital somewhere or something. Like, it just didn't convince me.
Okay, it's there are parts in that movie, like when The Rock goes hostile, that but fortunately, I know I hope it's not true, so I can suspend disbelief for a few minutes. I still like that movie. It's still a ton of fun. But Total Recall blows. My suggestion, if you want to see a Total Recall movie, watch the first and just imagine it's Colin Farrell.
I think My issue with that movie, it just like felt so just bland or empty or something. Like it was like after I walked out of it, I was like, I'll probably forget about this movie in like a week and a half or something.
What's that? The new Total Recall?
The new Total Recall.
And yet we're still talking about the original years later, so better movie.
Do you know
more distinctive, more personality for sure. Like this movie just had like a super slick kind of look to some of its stuff. That was my favorite thing about it. Was just the production design of the city. But then any of the character stuff or interactions, I don't know. There was a chase or something.
This is the last thing I'm going to say on Total Recall, and I actually have to get off here for the night. But the thing that you got to go watch both Total Recall movies, and there's two scenes you got to watch.
Mm-hmm.
The scene with the three-tittied woman in both of them, because they brought back as well, and the scene where they're walking through the checkpoint and he's in disguise. And if you've seen the first one and the second one, you'll know what I'm talking about on that scene. Do you know what I'm talking about, right, Nathan?
Oh yeah.
That you got to watch. The rest of it's poopy. It's just poopy. And I got to get out of here, guys. I got some stuff I have to do. You guys, it was awesome talking to you. I'm playing with my flashlight again.
Okay.
I don't know. I will. Paul, are you there? Did Paul go quiet? Why is he going quiet? You on the phone, Paul?
I'm just angry at all of you.
Why are you angry?
Like him leaving? I'm so
Why
sorry.
so blue, Panda Bear?
Because ADP won't tell me why he doesn't like me.
ADP doesn't like you because you're taking my time, right? He feels that.
Okay, that's fair.
He doesn't like you because he thinks you got me into Pokemon. I don't know. I'm just making up shit at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say what. That makes no sense at all, but okay.
Get ADP into Pokemon. I even offered to buy him a DS if he'd play Pokemon with me, and he said no. Actually, last night I watched WrestleMania, and I sent him a text saying we can't record tonight because I have to watch WrestleMania, and he said I'm okay on recording, but seriously, WrestleMania.
That's pretty great.
I said, yep.
Wait, was it The Rock versus Cena?
Yeah, it was good. Well, that match was okay. Cena won. She knew that was going to happen. The Rock's done wrestling. He's 40-something years old. He's got to call it quits at some point.
Well, and also, he doesn't have a movie to promote right now.
Well, he does. Pain and Gain comes out this month.
And G.I. Joe's coming out in like the next 2 months.
Yeah, but he already did that.
But Pain and Gain is in like 2 weeks.
No, but like he already did that. He took the title away from CM Punk, so.
Oh, that was the lead up? I thought that was the lead up to G.I. Joe because that was a couple weeks ago.
Doesn't matter. He doesn't have the title. John Cena has it. Now he'll be the best. You can't see me, guys. You don't see what I'm doing.
Thank God.
From a face. I'll talk to you guys later. Nathan, I'm going to watch a movie. I'm going to tweet out whether I liked it or not. I expect a response.
Okay.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Okay, Paul, briefly, Kurt Wimmer was a co-writer on the new Total Recall.
Okay.
He also directed Equilibrium, which is a movie that the internet just seems to bring up every so often as just being like, oh, this movie's so sick, dude. It's like The Matrix, but way better. That movie's kind of not good. Did you see it?
Yeah, I own it.
Do you like it?
It was okay.
Love it? Yeah, but I don't know. I felt like all I needed to see in that movie could be like a 10-minute YouTube video or something. Like, it's just like cool ass gunfights. Here we go.
Yep.
Like the story was just so kind of like derivative of a bunch of different sci-fi. Not good.
Wait, there was a story?
It's like Fahrenheit 451 meets 1984 meets Guns, I think was what they were doing.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. People really like it. It keeps coming up as just being like most underrated movie ever. You guys seriously need to see it. And I just don't know. I don't agree. I don't think it was that good. I'm just saying.
You're tough but fair.
Yeah. Wait. Hold on. Kurt Wimmer's apparently also involved in Law Abiding Citizen, which is a movie people have been telling me I should see for like 4 years, and I don't believe them.
Yeah, I am with you on that
Like,
one.
it's just like, are you serious? There's no way this is good. And it's just like, no, dude, it's like seriously really good.
Well, it's Revenge the movie.
Okay. Like, I just heard it's like the most improbable revenge scheme somehow works out.
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, from the trailers and stuff, it's Revenge the movie.
Yeah.
So,
like,
if you want to see a revenge tale, maybe.
Okay. Maybe I'll just, get over my hesitations and just be like, all right, let's see what you got. But at this point, I think my expectations are too high for this movie to meet them. So I'm kind of in a weird place. And Gerard Butler's okay. We brought him up earlier, but
I like that guy. He's good.
He seems fine, yeah. But I'm not going to see his surfing movie. Like
No.
Chasing Map.
But Pirates of the Caribbean, dude.
Gerard Butler's in it?
Wait. No, I'm thinking of a different person. Wait.
You thinking of like Johnny Depp or something?
No.
Just like
Johnny
free
Depp was,
rush.
like, if we're talking Pirates of the Caribbean, Johnny Depp is the only, like, different character from everybody. There's no way mixing him up.
Charismatic thing in that movie, yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Charismatic. He's
Yeah,
the only charismatic. Well, I mean, look what he's up against. Like, Keira
Jeff
Knightley or whatever?
Is like a dupe. Yeah, Keira Knightley, Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, so, like, huge. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Poor Orlando Bloom though, because like I mean, it's something I don't know why this thought came up. Like I was just kind of thinking at work yesterday about like actors I just wouldn't have anything to talk to them about. You know, like there's like a list of people that's pretty long of people I'm like, oh, I'm really interested in some of the projects they've done. But like then there's some people where it's just like, I don't know, I just shrug. I just don't care. Peter Sarsgaard came to mind, and I don't know why. But
I like that dude, though. Come on.
But like, do you like? But enough to really like, kind of be like, yeah, man, you were really nailed it in blank. You know, like nothing comes to really my brain as being like, I just want to ask about Green Lantern and how much of like a, train wreck that was. That would be the first thing I'd be curious about.
I still had a little bit of fun with that movie, but yeah, it was a train wreck for sure.
And apparently he was in Night and Day, and I don't remember that. I saw Jarhead, Kinsey. Like, I don't know. He's just not my favorite thing in anything I've seen him in, and it just like makes me feel bad in a weird way because it's just like.
Wait, who was he in Jarhead?
He was I don't know. He was like rolling with Gyllenhaal for a bit. I think he's the guy that really wants to take the shot when they're sniping or whatever. I only saw that movie once.
Okay. Did you like it?
Yeah, I was kind of underwhelmed by it.
Is that just because of the critical praise? You have this problem where like people say something good and you expect way too much.
Or it's like Sam Mendes made it, and I liked 2 of his movies quite a bit. So, and it's just like, this is all right, I guess. I don't know. You're just kind of, yeah. I get.
You're kind of a hater.
Kind of a hater, yeah. A little bit, and I try not. It's not a good place to be because like people are trying, people are working, but,
Bitches be working.
Yeah, they're spending years of their lives making these movies, and then I'm just kind of going like, not worth it.
Who would you like to talk to then? If that's your list of people, like, I would have nothing to say to you. Who's someone that you would have way too much to say to?
Steve Coogan.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sorry. Surprise. I'll try to think of some more.
Spielberg.
Spielberg.
Like even Lucas, obviously.
Lucas, Jeff Goldblum.
Really?
I don't know. Just Jurassic Park's on my mind now, and that movie was a lot of fun.
Jurassic Park is never my Goldblum go-to, weirdly enough.
That is go-to for me, though. Like, what is it, The Fly?
No, it's Independence Day.
Okay. Sure.
He's in that.
He's totally in that. That's totally fair. And he's good in that.
They give the mothership a virus.
Yeah, he somehow uses like Windows 95 or something to hack into an alien mothership. Yep. So he's pretty good at his job. That movie's fun. I like that movie. Like maybe it's just because I saw it at the exact right time and it's actually terrible, but whatever. It works. I would watch the sequel.
Yeah.
And Roland Emmerich's totally doing that other White House movie this year. So, yeah. Blowing up the White House. That's in style again. He did it before. He's doing it again.
Speaking of blowing up the White House, what do you think of this whole Korea, we're going to nuke everybody thing that's going on?
I guess the thing is, I said this snarkily on Reddit, and actually it was like appreciated, I guess, in the fourth thread I dropped it in. I guess I appreciate the warnings. Like, it just seems weird that they're giving so many kind of like idle threats. Like, if you're actually going to start something crazy, why would you phone me beforehand and let me know? You know? It's just like, hey, by the way, I'm going to blow up New York tomorrow. Just letting you know. And you're just like, oh, all right. Well, let's get people out of there.
Well, the thing is, like, they don't have any missiles, first of all, that can reach the U.S. coastline.
Yeah, like
that's just a thing that can't happen where they're stationed.
Bomb or something that was brought up in conversation as being like a place with a U.S. presence that's close enough.
Like, it's fucking stupid. There's been people rumoring that, they're gonna take over Hawaii. It's like, you're not gonna take over Hawaii.
No.
It's not going to happen. I mean,
right.
Come on.
Like, I don't want to be, like, too flippant about it, though, because people are right. Like, it's like, well, you're gonna all feel like assholes, like, when you wake up the next morning and realize, like, millions of people just died or something. And, like, I guess, but at the same time, it's just, like, I don't know what to make of this. Like, it just seems weird that, this country is getting all uppity and, like, wants to fight, but clearly can't. Like, just does not have the capability to take on the countries they're threatening. Like, it just seems... Like, I read some, like, quote that was just, like, in the House, like, in the United States, like, Congress or whatever, they're kind of treating this like a angry child throwing a tantrum rather than, like, a serious threat.
Right, but then at the same time, them doing that is also pissing off the child.
Right. So
the thing is, like, okay, they're not going to hit U.S. soil or whatever. They can still nuke the fuck out of South Korea and, like, places where there are a U.S. presence.
Yeah, I know. Like, South Korea is still right there, and there's a lot of people in close proximity that, like, it's bad. It's a bad situation, but it's still just kind of, like, hard to take super seriously with the amount of talk versus action that's going on. You know, like, the more statements you release without doing anything, it just makes you, like, it's like the boy who cried wolf kind of thing. You just take it less and less seriously every time you hear it.
Yeah.
And
well, the thing with them is that, like, with the internet being a thing more so, information about their country is leaking in and out. Mm-hmm. So, like, the indoctrination and propaganda is harder for them to keep up. So I'm thinking this is a way for them to try to keep up appearances for their people that, like, we're still a superpower. Because there are people that really, truly believe that their rulers there are gods.
Yeah.
Like, they are the living embodiment of a supernatural being that has unicorns in their sheds and all that stuff. And that's not even being false. That's what people believe there.
Or, like, you know, like, the weather is somehow directly tied to them and all this weird stuff. Like, yeah, like, there's a lot of really strange beliefs that are genuinely held by some of the people there. And, like, yeah, like, on some level, it's just the government putting on a show to kind of keep their people under this impression. But, yeah, like you're saying, kind of like in an internet age where that stuff leaks out and we get to look at it and go, like, no, this is not accurate, and then send that back, like, or not necessarily. And then not, like, two-way exchange.
At the same time, too, like, war for them is not a bad thing. War creates jobs.
Yeah.
Like, it keeps people busy. It keeps people into their country. Like, it keeps people indoctrinated. Mm-hmm. And worst case scenario, say you have a couple million people you're having trouble feeding. What does it matter if we kill off a bunch of them? We, like, stabilize our country afterwards, and we get, like, there's going to be aid and, like, peacekeepers and stuff feeding our people for us afterwards. Yeah. The thing is, when you have very little and you're backed into a corner, it doesn't matter anymore. And that's the position they're in right now, where it's like, well, it doesn't matter. We're going to claim war. It's like the homeless guy that wants to go to jail, so he kills somebody, right? Because in jail you get people feeding you, you get a house, basically. You get walls and a roof and stuff. They're just trying to show their teeth and growl, like they're snarling at people. And if people are scared, great. Their people believe they are still the superpower. Nobody could ever take down Mother North Korea, whatever. If the bigger dog does attack, well, the other people will probably help their people out. It's a no-lose situation for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's just, I guess... Then, like, Kim Jong-il's son has always been just kind of that child warmonger mentality. It's been well documented that he's just kind of a dick. So
Kim Jong-un or what?
Yeah, like his son there. Like, Kim Jong-il was crazy and, like, had some weird ideas, but I think he reveled more in the idea that he was looked up by everybody and he was, like, well off to do with his life forever. He never had to do anything. So he milked that for as much as it was worth and then just made appearances every now and then and got made fun of and made sure nobody in his country saw it. Mm-hmm. Kim Jong-un is a little more like the little kid that has a superiority complex and is like going around trying to throw punches, but everybody's just kind of holding them at arm's length while he swings rapidly for no reason.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, trying to imagine just like, you know, he's maybe 2-3 years older than I am, or like he's in his late 20s, right? And it's just like, here, you're in charge of this country now. Like, I don't know. Like, didn't he study internationally though? Like, wasn't he in college in like Europe or something?
Yep.
And that didn't kind of balance him out a bit. I don't know. Weird.
I don't know.
I mean, I have like a completely one-sided perspective on most of this because like I've seen a lot of movies from South Korea and stuff. Like specifically JSA comes to mind. It's by Chan-wook Park. It's specifically about kind of the tension around the border. It's from like 14 years ago or something. I don't know if you've seen it.
No.
But it like I thought it was pretty good. Kind of thoughtful about just kind of like how futile this ongoing conflict is when like ultimately there's just people on both sides and they can still relate to each other and whatever. But it kind of goes wrong anyway. But just having this kind of like one side of the story is really well known and the other side is kind of shrouded in a lot of like, I'm getting more and more information. Like there was that giant bomb thing with Drew Scanlon's trip there. I thought that was kind of neat. Like just kind of a slideshow and discussion, like the Vice Guide thing from like 7 years ago. There's been some like just debate, like discussions on Reddit and stuff about like the camps there, which I was not really aware of until more recently. You know, like apparently there's like basically like gulags there, like work camps.
Yeah, we talked about this, and I made fun of them saying we must, or we require more minerals and stuff like that.
Right. Like I brought this up as like a thing I was really kind of like weirded out by, and you were making StarCraft jokes, and I got pretty upset. But whatever, it is just weird. Like I was just more just like I didn't know this was a thing, and I'm just kind of confused. And yeah, I don't know. Heart of the Swarm, though. You're right.
Out in stores now.
Out in stores now. Apparently, it has a really goofy story. So, hey.
It's Blizzard.
Yeah. No. Blizzard. They confuse me. Like their popularity.
I love them. I absolutely love them.
Though, which is fine, I guess, because they're flagrant about it. But yeah. I couldn't help but think earlier this week, like maybe a lot of Lost Vikings, like just kind of stuff. It's just like, yeah, we read some Asterix books and then we made this game. You know, like just the look of some of the characters.
Asterix, Jesus, all right.
Yeah, like
there's a weird reference.
I wouldn't put it past them. They're just like, hey, we're gonna steal stuff from Europe, and no one knows about it over here. So
I don't know. I like them.
Warhammer. Yeah. Okay.
My big thing with them is just the amount of polish they put into their product. It's it's fascinating.
Like, you know, Diablo 3.
15 years later. Yeah.
People hate that game or something. I don't like the conversation changed on it so quickly.
Which is weird because people loved it.
Well, people hated it to be clear, people hated it as of like June or something last year. Like it seemed to take like a couple weeks before people were just like, oh, wait a minute, this is terrible. And I don't know why it's terrible because
everybody that was looking forward to it loved Diablo 2.
Yeah.
And Diablo 2 was a product of its time for video games that doesn't carry over well into our day and age anymore.
Like just clickety killing stuff.
It's the exact reason why people love Torchlight for the first time they play 20 hours of it and then they're done for 10 years.
Like Torchlight 2, I was just like, wait, why did I get this? I don't understand. Like, it just kind of hit me. I have heard, like, Idle Thumbs did kind of break down, like, they really liked how the narrative was laid out in Diablo 2, but apparently that was, like, an accident or something. Well, like, apparently it's, like, staggered. Like, the cutscenes you'll see are from, like, way later than the gameplay you just did or something. Like, Like, it's not directly connected to your actions, and they thought that was a really neat thing, but in actual fact, it was apparently just, like, the cutscene people got different information or something, and then it was just like, oh, I guess we'll just roll with this. You know, like, it was kind of just a miscommunication that resulted in a happy accident, whereas the Diablo 3 story, I have no idea what happens. I guess Satan's doing some shit, probably fire and brimstone.
Satan's always doing shit.
Yeah. I guess
kind of
so.
A dick that way.
Yeah. Oh, I guess speaking of unpopular, weirdly, people have been bringing up Hell and Hellfire a lot. Margaret Thatcher just died.
Yes.
And people are pissed. They really happy. And like apparently a lot of people over in the UK really didn't like Margaret Thatcher.
It's because she was hideous.
Pretty vile, like just angry, bitter stuff is being said. Like her policies, like her.
No, like her face.
Oh, okay. She just looks like a 50-ish lady in this photo, but whatever. I guess I just don't know much about it, but I guess she privatized a lot of previously nationalized businesses, took power away from unions, I guess resulting in a lot of unemployment and stuff. Like a lot of lower, like apparently it's really the lower class people are just like really angry. I'm not really qualified to speak on this. I'm just gonna it was just like a weird ignorance thing, like to see kind of literally Ding Dong the Witch is Dead being trotted out as like a reply to this, and people being like, yeah, we're stoked. Finally. Like, did people do that when, I don't know, Ronald Reagan died? Or like Richard Nixon?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. There's always people when somebody dies that are like, yeah.
Like, is there any Canadian leader you just be like, woo! Finally. That guy was horrible. I just don't get that up about it, I guess. I don't know. Like, I didn't vote for Harper, but I'm not, like, wishing him...
I never had a problem with Canadian leaders because they were never powerful enough to make a difference in the worldwide scheme of things.
Oh, I guess we did have, like, our local premier. Like, he was referred to as King Ralph around here, and he was, like, pretty... Like, kind of like a governor. Like, he was pretty powerful for a local politician.
Yeah.
But... Again, I was kind of too young to really know much. I was just like, oh, he's the guy that gave me a couple $100 that one time. That was pretty sweet.
The Ralph Bucks.
Ralph Bucks.
Yeah.
Which, like, that was probably highly irresponsible or something, what people would say, but all I know is I got, some video games out of that. So that was pretty sweet.
What? That pissed off other provinces because only Alberta got that.
Well, yeah, because it's our oil, yo.
It was our money, I know, but it was one... What I liked about it is that it basically told the East, go fuck yourself. It was a giant middle finger to the rest of Canada, and that was fucking great.
We, almost as close as we got to, separatist kind of stuff. Like, we could be our own badass oil-filled country. We should do that. Like, I definitely saw some graffiti to that effect of just, the West, should separate and whatever. We'll be our own thing. I don't think that'll ever happen, nor should it. Whatever. I don't hate Canada. I haven't been to the East very much, though, to be fair. I've only made it past Winnipeg, once.
Mario64 Mario says, I ain't even mad.
Okay.
He's from Toronto. That's why I brought it up.
Okay. I wouldn't mind going out there. They have that film festival.
You've never been out there?
I've been out there once, but it was in, 2000, to visit family.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I didn't really get up to anything because I was 13? So,
yeah. Yeah.
I think I had Indian food for the first time, and it was really spicy. So
good, though. I've been talking about Indian food all day with one of my coworkers.
I've been, we've been, Brittany and I have been going out for Indian food on a semi-regular. Just butter chicken, man, it's so good. And
butter chicken isn't even Indian food. That's the most American Indian food you can get.
I'm just saying they sell it at places that say India in the name of the restaurant.
Taste of India, I'm guessing?
Taste of India we've been to. Green Chili is another chain, and then it's not quite, but it's in the same kind of region, and they do similar recipes. It's called the Himalayan. It's Nepalese stuff, but they have a variant of butter chicken that's Everest chicken or something, and it's okay. But yeah, a lot of chickpeas and stuff, man.
Yeah,
non-bread. That's pretty good.
Yep.
The food minute of the show. What?
I haven't done one of those for a while, actually.
Have you been doing more kind of authentic cuisine than I have? Then, what is this Indian food you're getting into?
Oh, I don't know. There's different types. There's kormas, which are basically the gravy drippings of curry stuff or whatever. There's paneer, which is the cottage cheese and curry type spices and stuff like that in it. What the fuck else is there? I don't know. I'm not Indian or Hindi. I don't speak Hindi or Punjab or anything, so the names are hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a whole bunch of different stuff. There's this stuff at the place we get. What the hell is that called? Aloo gobi? What is it again? It's cauliflower. and spinach or something. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of... Yeah, vindaloo is pretty good. Tikka masala, I learned today, is essentially just butter chicken sauce. It's the same type of way they make butter chicken sauce, so there's that.
So buttery.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it's all about. Hence the name. But it's really bad.
It's so bad for you, though.
It's really bad. I've started doing calorie counting again, and damn, it's hard not to go over. Yeah.
Like, if you were to eat butter chicken every day, you would probably die.
Yeah.
Like, faster than if you ate a McDonald's burger every day. That shit is full. That shit is literally just cream and butter.
Yeah. No, I looked up the recipe. Like, there was, like, low-fat attempts. Like, hey, use this type of butter, use this thing. But either way, you're not gonna shave too many off of there. You might as well just go whole hog. But...
Oh, and samosas. God, I love samosas.
I mean, I just looked up what I ate the other day. It is not Indian at all. It's Italian, actually, but osso buco. Yeah, it's veal, apparently. So I ate a very young cow. I apologize to all those that are upset about that.
But it's tender and
delicious. Oh, my goodness. It was so good.
Yep.
And the gravy. So, yeah, that was totally 100% worth it.
Next time you go out, try some pakora as well. Pakora is great.
Is that also veal related?
No.
Okay.
Just try veggie pakoras. They're like little balls of like stuff deep. Like, I'm just trying to think. It's like a chickpea flour type stuff with like the vegetable ones usually have veggies like the cauliflower or broccoli or whatever they throw in it wherever you are with like spices, and then they deep fry them, and they're just kind of like those chicken balls. Or whatever, or like cornbread balls or whatever you would get at the chicken place.
Yeah.
But only it's that, and it's delicious. I'm so hungry right now. So
yeah, this isn't helping. Like, I've only had one meal today, so.
What are you doing?
I woke up real late and just kind of didn't think about it. And yeah, it's not good. I'm going to have to eat right after we're done here. But, okay. I don't know how to transition to this other than I'm on IMDb right now because I am all the time pretty much.
Okay.
And it's just like, oh, hey, yeah, right. TV shows started up again, specifically Mad Men and Game of Thrones. Are you on board for either of those things?
Nope. Still have to watch season 2 of Game of Thrones.
Okay. Like, were you still kind of feeling it after the first one, or?
Nope.
Okay. It's kind of, yeah,
there's some things I am interested to see through with some of the characters.
Right.
But it's kind of hard to care about most of any of the characters because they're all pieces of shit. So
that,
whatever.
And they just kind of keep piling them on.
Well, that hasn't happened to me yet.
Okay. But like that's been my issue mainly. Is just like, hey, here's some more. I don't know these ones yet. Hey, don't worry about that. We got 4 more characters for you. Maybe you'll like one of these ones. Like, it's just, I'm not sure if that's how the books do it, but it's getting crazy. I've heard mixed things.
They killed my favorite character, so fuck that show.
Yeah, mine too. I know. And it's been long enough. Like, come on. If you're watching Game of Thrones, you're watching it. So, yeah. That sucked. That dude totally died.
Yeah, we didn't say who, though.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Okay, it's like the rule, if Sean Bean is in your thing, don't get too attached to him. He's dead. That happens. So
Boromir was great.
Boromir was great, and he's even better in the extended edition. They give him more stuff to really think about. And yeah, no, he's gone though. He also dies. Spoilers for that,
And
70-year-old story.
Alec was great. 006.
Yeah, Trevelyan.
Giannis. Whatever you want to call him.
The one exception to that rule, which like because that kind of trend already existed, had me kind of betting he would show up again. That movie Ronin, with like Jean Reno and Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like part of their crew for the first part of the movie, and then he leaves a little bitterly. And I was like, oh shit, he's gonna betray them later. He's gonna come back. He's gonna like be behind this whole thing.
And he's like, what's up, guys?
No, he's just gone. He just quit. Like, whatever. Why would you think that? Why are you being all paranoid? I was like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know. I was just so ready for him to pop up again in the final act. And it's just like, no, he just retired. He just didn't want to be a thief anymore. And it was like, oh, weird. It was really weird. But there you go. Sean Bean. Flight Plan, that is a movie. I haven't even seen it, but I know he's the bad guy because he's in it. So that's probably what happens, right? He kidnapped Jodie Foster's daughter.
Probably.
He must have been involved. Anyway. Books. I bought some books. Well, a book.
Which one?
It's a collection of robot stories by Isaac Asimov.
Okay.
It's called Robot Visions.
Yep.
I've been on the hunt for a copy of The Shining, and for some reason it's not everywhere.
I think I have a copy of that somewhere.
Okay. I want to own it though. Come on.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't even offer, because books is a different thing.
Yeah, I kind of set my mind on getting one, and I figured it's been selling millions of copies over the last 30 years or whatever. Like, it's got to be everywhere, and I don't know. I'm not running into it at used bookshops. Like, tons of Stephen King, but it's just not the one I want. So that's the thing that's been happening. Video games, I'm just kind of have you been kind of shielding yourself from the BioShock stuff, or do you just not care? Dude,
I've been shielding myself because I fucking love that story so far.
Oh, you're into it. You're playing it.
I'm playing it. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm definitely going to, but I'm waiting for the next 10 days or whatever till school's all the way done.
Yeah,
buy it and play it.
I think I said something on Twitter how this is the first game in a long time. I'm genuinely intrigued to see where the story goes because I have no fucking idea.
Okay. And I've people just I've only heard general things for the most part, just damn, yo, that ending is sick, and I'm just okay. I started listening to Idle Thumbs last week's one, and they started just kind of getting into specifics of some stuff that happened, and I had to turn it off. So I was just well, I can't listen to this.
Yep.
Oh well. And I'm surprised I haven't had the final bit just ruined because I've been kind of frequenting subreddits and stuff that are about video games, and it still doesn't just fly in my face. So
the only subreddit I visit a lot is actually Game Dev.
I've been on Game Dev a bit, but mostly games. Just our games.
Oh, I've never been in that. I've seen gaming, and that's usually just a bunch of weird pictures.
Yeah, gaming is just yo, anyone else love this game? And it's Zelda or something. Well, that's a little general, but it's pretty obvious observations. Or hey, check out this girl. She's dressed like Mad Moxie or something. Games is people kind of looking through news sites and stuff. So some pertinent news business will pop up there. And also everyone there hates EA, so that pops up sometimes too. But yeah, that's been kind of a grumbling thing, John Riccatello and all that. But okay, BioShock Infinite, you're saying how far have you played?
2 or 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The primary kind of dividing point seems to be some people are just kind of man, I just kind of wish there wasn't combat. It's just my least favorite part. I just kind of looking around. Do you feel that way, or do you stuff? Yeah.
And the reason I feel that way isn't because of the combat. It's because the splicers were kind of interesting. They were an interesting enemy. It's kind of not interesting to shoot dudes like cops trying to get you. Because
straight up Sky City cops?
Yeah, because, the Sky City guy is going after you, the guy who's running the whole place, so his, own personal army guys.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a shooter.
Yeah. Okay.
There's some different types of enemies I won't get into.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know, I don't know how much we can talk about this if you don't want to learn stuff.
Yeah, okay. I won't probe any further.
There's some weird racism stuff going on.
Yeah, I've heard there's a lot of stuff about racism.
It's crazy.
And, American politics, Tea Party stuff, but weird sci-fi sprinkled all over it.
And cultish stuff. There's a lot of different stuff there. That's why I don't know where it's going.
Okay. Okay, wait. Are you playing on PC or PS3?
PS3.
Okay, I've heard that's the best console version. But
sweet.
Yeah.
I just don't have an Xbox anymore. It is in a box.
Okay. I still do, but my Live expired. I'm just kind of, I don't know. I played some Jurassic Park on it, but that was the last thing I did with it.
I've been playing some Dark Souls on the PC as well.
The Prepare to Die edition?
Yep.
Did you tweak it out with mods to make it extra sweet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Because I haven't played through normal.
Capped frame rate. Okay.
Because what, sorry?
No. Apparently it's just visually speaking, the port caps the frame rate and does some weird stuff.
It does. Oh, is that why it's stuttery in some parts?
Maybe, yeah, probably. Like, people were complaining about the original PC release, but then they're like, oh, don't worry, the community fixed it.
Well, it's annoying because there's a site, canirunit.com, and it's a JavaScript sort of thing that reads all your stuff on your computer, and just based on what you have and how powerful your computer is, it'll show you like a graph, and mine's at the fastest way it can go for that game. Mm-hmm. And yet I'm getting stuttery problems. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I definitely, like, people are saying it wasn't well optimized or something. It was a bit of a disappointment, but people still love that game so much. I'm sitting here with the 360 version of Dark Souls, and I'm just kind of, I don't know, like, is all those community features, are they gold exclusive? Because if so,
I don't know. Yeah,
like, actually, that's kind of been a thing that's been bubbling up more and more, just in this kind of weird. We're still in this kind of strange eye of the storm thing, where like Sony's announced their stuff and continues to kind of keep this goodwill train rolling, and Microsoft's been silent. So, like, a lot of rumors are bubbling up that are, like, really negative about what Microsoft's going to show off.
Well, the thing is, like, Sony's giving you bits and pieces, keeping interest, which is smart. Mm-hmm. But if Xbox, like, the way Microsoft is doing their thing right now, they have, like, this confidence about them. Yeah. Like, that, like, we don't need to do that, because once we unveil it, it's just going to blow everything else out. And that's intriguing.
Right. But, like, I mean, it's also seemingly reminiscent of the arrogance that PlayStation had last time around, right? Where it's just like, hey, we're coming off a big success. We got this. Everyone's loyal to our brand. They'll come back. They'll come crawling back.
Are people still loyal to Xbox? I think people that only have an Xbox or have had it for years still, like, because they bought most of their games back in the day and stuff, it's just their primary console.
Yeah.
Nobody's clamoring about it. I mean, for the longest time, let's just go with, like, a common friend here, John, was in love with his Xbox. He was always on.
Yeah.
Motherfucker hasn't started that thing up in, like, months.
Right. And, like, I got a big collection on that thing before it broke that one time. And then that kind of gave me some time away from it to where I was kind of like, what have I been doing? Like, there's better stuff going on. Like, there's better community features on other things. Like, the PlayStation Plus model is way better than the Gold model.
Yeah, and there's some weird stuff, too, like how we were talking about Apple and being kind of stuck, where it's just like, well, if Apple ever pulls a plug, I'm fucked. I don't have any of the stuff I bought.
Yeah.
If Xbox goes in the direction of, like, digital downloads and, like, maybe, like, a DRM and no backwards compatibility or anything like that, it's like, why would I buy anything on this? I'm just going to buy a computer because computers will always be a thing and always have people patching it.
Right. And, like, you can play crazy old stuff on your current computer with, you know, people helping out with that endeavor and whatever. Like, it's, yeah, like, that list on your Steam always just gets bigger and bigger. Like, it doesn't care how old a thing is. It's just like, no, you still have it.
And, whereas, I mean, there's still, like, there's DOSBox.
Yeah. Oh, like, no, there's like, ways around it, too.
Yeah, exactly. There will always be a way on the PC, because it's open. Well, on computers, I should say, not just PC.
Right.
And with like, if you close your system off, what are you doing? That's just the stupidest fucking thing.
Mm-hmm. But you're setting yourself up for, like, weird problems in the future.
It's like they want to be the new Roku box or something. They just want to be the streaming device with video on demand and, oh yeah, please, video games.
I don't know. There was, like, a rumor about that too, like that there was a proposed Xbox that wasn't a game machine. It was just a streaming box, but it got canceled. But, like, that they're even thinking about that kind of, like, going forward, like, that kind of model is just kind of weird.
This is where Nintendo actually does have it right. Even though they're dated.
Like, they're just like, hey, we're a game machine? Or what do you mean? Because they're still doing Netflix and all that stuff now.
Yeah, but they are a game machine. They have games that, like, even though it's annoying as hell because online capability, everybody has it, they still want you to sit down with your friends on the same couch and fight and, like, while you're playing a game.
Yeah,
they still want
serious software support for that, though. Like, I think it was Terry Kavanagh posted, or no, it was that dude what made QWOP, who I always forget his name. Yeah,
yeah.
He posted, like, wait, has there really only been 7, like, box releases for Wii U this year? And yeah, like, I think it's that slow. Like, it's been 4 months and there's been next to nothing on that thing. Like, that section at Walmart is depressing.
But then at the same time, anything that says, like, only on Nintendo will never be on a PC.
Yeah, I guess it still has that going for it, but I mean, and like there's good reason for it because it's like weird, right? It's like I mean,
Yeah.
because like with Microsoft, it's like why the hell isn't Halo on PC? We're trying to get people to buy this other thing. Like that's the only reason. You could get a way better version of Halo 4 running on a PC, but they just didn't do that. So thanks, I guess. Or like remember in Gears of War, like the first one was on PC, and then they just dried that up. Like they just said no and stopped doing that. Like it's just.
Or the fact they're getting rid of XNA, so they just want to kill indie development on their platform. They're doing weird shit.
Yeah, and like PlayStation's just there to pick up all the pieces. Like they've apparently just been hitting the streets making deals with indie devs like left, right, and center. And like tons of crazy cool stuff is coming to Vita. Like I'm like this close to buying a Vita now. And that was not in my brain at all like a month ago. Like it was just like
I know.
no way I'd ever get that. That thing is shit. It's like, hey, do you want to play Splunky and Hotline Miami everywhere? Yeah. Okay.
Well, no, I don't, because I played them. But
dude, Splunky in your pocket, man.
I've been so close to buying a Vita for so long because it's going to be my Persona 4 gaming device.
Okay. I've also just been like, I'm looking for a deal, man. I don't have all the cash. Dude, there are people with buyer's remorse all over Kijiji. So
I saw one guy selling his Vita with like the highest stick thing you could get and like 3 games for like $200. He just wanted to get rid of it.
Dude, 32 gig card, 4 gig card. I think we saw the same one then. Yeah. And I was just like, damn, son, like that. All right. Like if there's a market there for this, like people don't know that or people just don't know or don't care that there's like an indie train coming to save the day.
No, these aren't the people. These people are the ones that buy their kid the new handheld, but it's not a Nintendo DS and it's not the Pokemon machine where you can catch them all. So the parents now have to sell it because they don't want it anymore. No one's playing it. It's just sitting there. And you know what? For good reason, because it's kind of a piece of shit until all this stuff happens.
No, I know. Yeah, like it's not like the Vita is suddenly amazing. It's more just like, well, they've made some smart moves. Like that's a good idea to, open up that marketplace a bit. Which, yeah, that's kind of all I want. Like, cause like, we've been talking somewhat favorably. I mean, you've been upset about the Android iOS thing, but like phone games can still only take you so far because it's like got that limited interface thing. Like it's just like, well, you got a touchscreen. Like, what can you do with it? A variety of things, but it's not like dual analog, whatever. Like you can't play Splunky on it. You can't. You need precision.
Yeah.
So if you have like a Vita designated thing or like the appeal of handheld systems is still kind of there. Like I'm still kind of intrigued by it. Hey man, you ready for that? Ooh yeah. Apparently it's terrible.
I am really ready for it though. Still.
Oh, I hope it works out. But like the early reviews and stuff have been pretty pessimistic.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to believe that someone can make Android an interesting place to be. And I'd be cool. Like, that's my first Android device. Sure, why not? June 4th. Get ready. That's what's coming out on June 4th. I forgot the other day. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Because I was like, something happens like the week before E3, but what was it?
That's the week before?
Yeah.
That sucks. Why would they do that?
10th to the 14th. That's when we're there. I bet their Ouya stuff might be there, man. I don't know. Maybe I should book a point with them.
Like it probably will be, but I'm just thinking, why are you releasing that? Because at the best, you have a week full of people talking about your thing, and then it's dead.
You're going to be overshadowed by ocean of news. You're saying like
you're not even going to be overshadowed. You're going to get that first week, and then E3 is going to happen. People are going to care about that and stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to forget that you existed.
So you're saying like, well, because they're sending it to backers now, so you're saying like you should have released it in May.
Yeah.
Or something.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, well. We'll see how that goes.
Shit happens.
Shit happens. That's like what Forrest Gump said, on that t-shirt.
It happens. What, shit?
It happens. Sometimes.
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't really like that movie, but I still like Tom Hanks.
I really like that movie in the sense that it's just this weird, like, pseudo-documentary thing of all these crazy things happening at one time.
Right. Like, just this, like, weird Americana retrospective. Like, here's all these kind of touchstones that happened, and for some reason this guy was here for, like, all of them.
That was a really important part of, like, that a lot of important stuff happened in that time.
Yeah, like, you know, you got Elvis, you got the 60s, you got Vietnam, Olympics, Nixon, Watergate. What else happens in that movie?
He gets shot in the rump.
Yeah, he doesn't go to the moon or anything. They don't quite go that far. But, yeah.
Probably should have.
Yeah, or at least he's at the launch or something. I don't know. I'm sure it was on TV at some point. Anyway, whatever.
I'm trying to remember.
Black Panthers. Oh yeah, he's at like that big rally in Washington.
Yep.
Vaguely remember, like half remembered Forrest Gump. That's what this show's all about.
What if they made a more recent Forrest Gump? Like, what are some things that would happen? Like, first black president, you could maybe go back as far as the Columbine shootings.
Right. Like what kind of stuff do you want to really highlight? Like, what are the positives?
Okay, so the Columbine shooting, like, you have to highlight.
Terror,
War on Terror.
9/11.
The Cold War, though, like,
yeah.
I guess that would start from where Forrest Gump really ended.
Mm-hmm. So pick it up there, and then just kind of be like this weird kind of like technology age or whatever. Like most of the movies, just Forrest sitting on his couch with his iPad, looking at it. Like that's it. That's all he's doing. You know.
Yeah.
Terry on life today. Lived with screens. There you go.
There you go.
Mediated with screens, dude.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
1984 Forrest Gump. 1980 Forrest Gump.
What if they just made it like, yeah, it's just Forrest Gump 2. And it's just like, hey, Tom Hanks, you're old Forrest Gump now.
Wasn't his son's name Forrest?
It was Haley Joel Osment. That dude's still alive. Get him out there.
That guy turned out to be a really creepy looking adult dude, though.
Did he?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna.
Yeah, he looks weird.
Okay. He was the voice of Sora. Remember that?
Yeah. I don't like Kingdom Hearts games.
I don't like that they've spread it out to like a bajillion spin-offs. Like I kind of got something out of those first two. I think it's mostly because they were unfairly pressing my like Disney nostalgia button.
Maybe. I didn't like them because they were bad games.
They were bad games. Like I won't defend that. They were kind of really just hack and slashy, clunky RPGs.
And just kind of weren't fun in some spots at all.
Yeah. Like it's just like, hey, you're in this castle, but really it's kind of just a bunch of hallways. And, you know, yeah, it's the Beast's castle, and the Beast is here, but we didn't really put much effort into it. It's just kind of weird. I don't know. Haley Joel Osment just looks like a dude.
And, what's his name? Boreanaz was the voice.
Boreanaz?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't
Henry
he
Rollins?
Wasn't he the voice of Sephiroth? Or something?
There was two voice actors for Sephiroth. Like apparently in the first one, like, and then they recast it. Lance Bass, was it?
Lance Bass. Yes.
In the first one, I'm trying to. It was somebody. Brittany and I were having a conversation about who replaced him. Someone kind of cool. I don't remember though. I'm sorry. I don't have that much knowledge about Kingdom Hearts. I'm really sorry, Paul.
No, yeah, you did, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't.
How stoked are you for the Carrie remake?
That is a story, idea, and line, and whatever they should just let die. It's been done to death.
It is kind of weird. Like the trailer I saw in front of Evil Dead just kind of spelled out everything that happens, and I was just
because everyone's seen it before. So what does that matter?
Like, what I was thinking is just like, well, maybe this is just a generation gap thing. Maybe there's a bunch of people who are like, I didn't see that old ass movie from the 70s. Like,
well, what about that one in the 90s that they released, Carrie 2, which was the exact same story?
I don't think anyone saw that one really. Well, Brittany did, strangely, and did not see it before. But Carrie, the Rage Carrie 2 from 1999.
The Rage Carrie 2, yeah, and like, what else is there? There's other just movies that deal with that basic idea where
of like girl getting bullied, but she has psychic powers and just goes off.
Or not even just psychic powers, but like she's just a psycho. It doesn't matter. It's the same story.
Oh, I guess I'm really like I'm thinking of like Let Me In. It just has like, you know, bullied kid, but he has a vampire friend. You know,
that's a little bit different because, you know, let the right one in, it's still a remake of a different movie. So.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, that story still has kind of like the bullied thing, and then like a weird supernatural element that solves it at the end. Like, it's kind of similarly, they just kind of go off at the end.
What about Elephant?
No.
They were bullied.
My superpower is guns. Like,
my superpower is going into a school with a shotgun and killing everything I see. Worst superpower ever.
Worst superpower. And like, yeah, just in light of people kind of criticizing that movie for like, why is this exist? Like, this is kind of just glamorizing by existing. Like, it's definitely made me a little uncomfortable about that movie. I did really like that it tells the story of like one day from several perspectives though. Like, I just like that as a thing. So it's like, oh, this is like, he's going down the hallway and then there's that kid from before, that earlier scene. That's kind of neat. Like, you're just seeing like the timeline come together. But yeah, I don't know.
It is the most pretentious-y thing from the most pretentious-y guy ever.
Gus Van Sant.
Fuck that guy, man. Holy shit.
The one movie I've been thinking of seeing for a while that he made that sounds like the most pretentious thing ever is what's it? Jerry?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, hey, Casey Affleck and Matt Damon go on a walk, and that's it.
Yep.
And it's just like, okay.
There is no way in hell I would see that.
I kind of want to see it because it just sounds so weird. Like, it's just like they kind of just start walking one day and don't plan it very well, and they don't have water. I don't know. It could be funny.
What did you think of Good Will Hunting?
I never saw it.
Okay.
I've definitely seen some Gus Van Sant movies, but I have not seen that or Finding Forrester, which is like...
Dude, Ben Affleck was so happy when Matt Damon was not at the house when he knocked.
What?
He was waiting for that day most of his life. He knew he was smart, but he was his friend and he didn't want to see him go.
Okay.
But he was happy when he went. He was happy.
Should I see it then? I like Robin Williams.
You know what? Actually, yeah, you should.
Okay.
I think
Community makes references to it, like the whole janitor thing.
I do think you'll like it, especially the janitor aspect.
I am a janitor.
I know.
So, okay. I guess I'll watch it. Speaking of being a janitor, chewing gum is horrible.
Yes,
and
it is.
I just want to put a PSA out there. Like, if you're going to chew chewing gum, just put it in the garbage. Like,
what happened now?
It just slowly builds up as just being like, really? Why? Like, under tables is expected. That's a thing. People will do that. But when it's like, we have these little soap plates that go under the soap dispenser.
Sure.
Why would you stick your gum there when there's a garbage can 4 feet to the right of where you are? Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't get it. Like, or like, spitting it into the urinal. Like, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Like, someone has to, put on a glove or get some paper towel and get that out of there, and it's me. So, stop doing that.
Do you have a scraper yet?
I have a scraper, yeah.
Yeah. Did they provide it, or did you go buy one?
I found it again. It was underneath a big box of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, I have that tool once again. And yeah, just gum on the floors and stuff, like, that's manageable, but just mashing into weird places is just where it gets really just, I don't know. I think it's like, I just don't chew chewing gum anymore, and I'm kind of confused by its continued appeal. Because it's like the worst candy. Because it just wears off, and then you just have a thing.
Yeah, and there's too much taste, and then there's not enough. Like, there's not the happy balance of, like, this is a good mediocre amount of taste for a long time. It's just like, this is too much for about a minute, then there's none at all. This sucks.
Yeah, you get that rush of mint or whatever, and then it's just like, all right, well, now it's flavorless goo in like 2 minutes.
It's like people that like have the car air fresheners.
Yeah.
And then they rip the plastic off. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to let it just go.
Of air fresheners?
Yeah, you're not supposed to rip the plastic off, dude.
Oh, okay.
Like the tree ones?
Yeah, I know the tree ones.
They're way too potent. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to just rip it, hang it in the plastic, and then move it up a little more each time, so you get a little bit of scent.
Oh, yeah, no, I just see bare pine fresh or whatever all the time.
No, because when you do that, dries out and loses all its scent right away, but for the like day or two that it's still like expelling all of its like weird greasy odor, it's just way too much.
Yeah. That all right.
People don't do it right.
Public service, we're trying to help you out. Like don't rip the whole pine fresh off, and keep that chewing gum in check. Maybe look into mints. Maybe just get some.
You know what? Yeah, just if you need to do something with your mouth, stop chewing gum and just start smoking.
Just start smoking. Richard Hoffmeyer went into this like a month ago. Just buy some cigarettes and get going.
I still can't believe he actually was just like, I recommend everyone doing it. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Maybe we're paraphrasing in a negative way. I don't know.
No, he said something very similar like that, and I thought he was kidding, but he was not.
That and get that exact quote.
Yeah, like we need to get the exact quote, but I remember talking to him after when the recording was done and saying something like, I've never heard somebody actually promote smoking, and he was totally serious.
Wait, like you talked to him at a separate event, like at a separate time?
No. Right after. He
hung up immediately.
Oh, remember? Right. Then, yeah, I did talk to him at a separate time.
Because that stuck with me as just like the weirdest ending to one of those we've ever had. Because it's just like, oh, okay. I hope he was okay.
That was fun.
Yeah. No, it was a good one. It was just like, usually there's a bit of kind of like relief period after when we just kind of talk for a bit and then it's over.
And like Ed Key, I still have to do.
Yeah.
I think he's our last though.
That's the last one we have. So we got the Papers, Please. Scott, I'll contact him again.
There's a few others.
Okay.
But yeah.
I just haven't been able to really think about it. I've keep playing games and I'm just kind of like looking for something I'd want, like maybe Simogo, but again, I've
been doing that too. There's very few people I care to talk to anymore. We talk to some of the better ones.
Like I don't think I like Ridiculous Fishing enough to really pursue that.
That's iOS only. Fuck them. I'm not talking to them. Because the only thing I'll say is, why don't you make a game that I can play, you fucking idiot? Fuck them.
So maybe we need to cross-reference, like, hey, what's on iOS and Android?
Or what's something we could potentially both try at some point.
Like on PC or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. We'll formulate a list or something. After I tried to get into this topic last week, but like, do you for real have like a plan for E3, or we're doing this, right?
I mean, I don't have a plan because I haven't had money in over a month and a half to do anything, include buy food.
Oh, damn. Okay.
I get paid in a week and a half.
I get like a trickle from, hey, also I guess PSA, part-time janitor work isn't, you're not going to make it by doing that necessarily. It's a placeholder. It's it's okay. You can listen to podcasts and kind of just relax. But if you need to pay the pickle man, you got to get a real job.
That's the biggest problem I have with going back to this job. I don't have any time anymore to just sit and listen to my podcasts. That sucks.
Like you used to do a lot of internet business while you were there. Is that just not allowed anymore?
Well, there's blockers on and stuff. And honestly, there's just not the time to.
Okay, like you got a pile of stuff.
Oh yeah, all the time for sure.
Hey, can I get into some impressions of Evil Dead if Eno's gone, or do you not want to hear it?
I would prefer not hearing it honestly, because it's tomorrow I'm gonna see it, and
you don't want me to kind of give you any sense of the tone or anything, just like.
Well, I know he really loves Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
And Evil Dead 1 was my favorite out of those three, way above the others. So like that is the one I care about.
Okay.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Like, tell me impressions, just don't give anything away.
I guess there was, I guess the only thing was, there was a lot of squirming, and I had a good crowd, There was a couple great audience reaction moments, person literally yelling at the screen, don't go in there, what are you doing? And, a gasp / what? From someone at one point.
That's what you need at a horror movie. For sure.
Yeah, no, it was a good, that movie pressed that audience's buttons pretty well.
You need the sassy black woman, at the beginning of Scream 2.
Who's just talking
Just,
directly.
screaming at the movie.
No, I have thoughts. I'm going to share it with the movie theater. Let's go. It kind of helps the atmosphere in this situation. And, it's gross practical blood and all this stuff. It kind of... I was okay with it. I had a decent time. I was like, yeah, all right, that was okay. like a couple friends were like, well, specifically my friend Ryan was like, it wasn't as fun as I wanted it to be. But I think that's probably just because it's not an Evil Dead 2 model or Army of Darkness.
Like
it's the
Evil
one,
Dead 1 wasn't fun.
Not really, no. Like it was inadvertently kind of dumb in some places. You know, like, oh, Bruce Campbell's trapped under this plywood, shelf. You're just like, wait a minute, what? Like, there's some contrivances, right, for tension, but specifically, I remember that one. I just thought it was silly. Or like their moon backdrop, like the sky looks really bad, just because of budget.
Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, it's generally it takes itself a little more seriously. And this one, I was able to laugh at like its grossness sometimes, but it wasn't like snickering or whatever. I don't know. I was impressed like how much enjoyment I got out of like a kids go to a cabin movie post Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah,
because like that seemed to dissect all of this.
And before that, Cabin Fever.
Yeah, like just kind of they've already been kind of riffing on the cliches and whatever for a while, and this was kind of like, no, all right, this just kind of plays it serious and kind of gets something out of it, so that's cool. I don't know, I enjoyed it, and yeah, I guess stay till after the credits. It seems to be kind of like a undocumented thing is in this movie. It's like, to be clear, it is like 3 seconds long, and it might you might just kind of shrug or whatever, but it's there. Maybe stay.
Okay.
So, I don't know. For a gross out horror movie from a guy who doesn't necessarily enjoy getting grossed out that much, like I was really kind of specifically there, like in the trailer, there's that bit with the X-Acto knife, and I was just like, oh god, that looks horrible. Like I had a fun time. So there you go.
Awesome.
Movies.
Well, if you want to have a fun time, you should email us, podcast@pixel-response.com. Facebook is facebook.com/thepixelresponse. Twitter is pixel_response. I'm Exposure, EXFAUXSURE. Nathan's Krasnor, KRAZNOR. Listen to us on Stitcher. Give us a thumbs up. Do an iTunes review, blah, blah, blah. We'll see you guys later.
Okay. Bye, everybody.